So, time retreated behind me until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the light calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century, and the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger and more relentless. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. That mortals could slay gods. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Sarindra, issued a call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titans. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history.
Interesting. So we're actually going to go back to even before our journey here started. Interesting. First eternal recurrence.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the River of Time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us the flame chase journey and even all of Amphorius are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Sarindra. I must share the truth with her.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me High Sealans, Nameless Swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Finan? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Finan or Pinan?
Okay.
Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it the perfect place to hide secrets best left unseen? All right, Nameless Swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me your true intentions through action.
Okay. Well, that was a lot to unpack. I'm a bit confused as to when we are. Guess we're at the very beginning of the Flame Chase journey. Like, the first Flame Chase journey. And this is the Finon that I think becomes the Flame Reaver, maybe, kind of, sort of. I don't think we're in a previous recurrence. This is a new recurrence. So we did the whole Era Nova thing, I think. And this is actually the Finon we know. Or Castellana, I guess. And now we're at the beginning of time in Amphorius. Where the hell is the MC? They're just not here, which is great. Anyway, I should probably read the Finon skill thing, or technique. When Finon is in the team, Technique point limit increases, and using his technique defeats enemies within a certain range ahead. Okay, so basically, well, he can kill enemies. I've seen this before, like Acheron, which is great. I use Acheron all the time in Simulated Universe to get rid of, mobs, so I don't have to actually fight them all.
Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Light up the dawn.
Okay, he goes all Sephiroth looking and kills everything. Okay.
Light up the dawn.
Honestly, pretty cool.
Oh. Nice moves.
See, I think it should lock on from a distance, right? Oh, it already tells me I can do it. Right?
Light up the dawn.
No, it's not. But they do have the things over their head.
Light up the dawn.
This doesn't work that way.
We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Yeah, but also, what is it? Is it just like a pressure that they're putting on to create destruction? Or the black tide is, I guess, the end goal of this particular
Light up the dawn.
learning
Light
program?
up the dawn.
Try to create destruction. Isn't it very similar, though, to, what is it? The Aeon of Propagation? You know, trying to spread out across the world and consume. I guess the black tide is just destruction, it's not consumption. But still.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
She really is down to earth.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Okay, there is some practicality to that, to be fair. Researching, looking into, reading about different ways that at least historical military figures or political figures would have, people visiting act is quite interesting. But I do find it slightly amusing that don't bow to her, don't kiss her feet, which was a really weird call out there. I'm sure some of the people who enjoy these games would love to do that. But don't do all of the formalities, but also stay the fuck away. Like 5 feet, dude. Guess there are some traditions that need to be adhered to.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Oh.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine. Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
What the hell? Little hostage? Hey, Tribby. Oh, actually, you know what? That might be fair. Tribios. Was it Tribios? And she wasn't split into a bunch of little hers. Was a captive. So, maybe that's fair to call her a hostage. And Aglaia is always called the Gold Weaver.
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
I think he knows them, they don't know him.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing. Where is Her Majesty Saridra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her.
Then why the hell are we following you?
The Imperator decreed. The Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary of suspicious individuals. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. It's a trap.
You know what? I definitely believe Aglaia would attack anybody, given any opportunity. Even a friend!
I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealens. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
Oh, the question thing. So I won't be able to lie, and Castris is gonna kill me. Been here before? Huh, Aglaia, same goddamn thing, huh?
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your fate.
Goddamn, you just rubbed me the wrong way from day one, and still doing it.
As you wish.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world.
33 million times of it, in fact.
So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
Speak of Tribby's prophecy.
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treby?
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
Yeah, shit's kinda weird now. Deal with it.
You must listen to me, Aglaia, Treby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out, because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you, and I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saridra. And after a long and arduous negotiation, we came to an agreement. The Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, the core flames, would be sealed by my hand. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth, I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, Amphorius encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy.
Dark?
Cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of life for the first time. Yes, in that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clearer. I proved myself, and in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans, one by one. I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome?
First eternal recurrence end.
The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes?
Fuck off. Other Finon. Well, actually, I have no idea if he remembers all of the other deaths, but he watched them all die before. He's been there, done that, cried, mourned, relived it. You don't get to judge him.
Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive.
What the hell? Okay, so if Finon goes back in time, I still don't know if this is at the beginning with, before the Trailblazer came, or if this is currently after. I don't know where in the timeline, like literal time, not this world's time, we actually are. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, Finon's just being a bitch again. So, yes, there's that. That's about right.
After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future. I can't remember anymore.
Interesting.
I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball.
Yeah, quite the arduous trial you endure, isn't it?
Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the fourth quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Eternal Recurrence number 1. Subject, Kaslana. Pursued the 12 Chrysos heirs to recover all 12 core flames in a peaceful way. After verification, the unauthorized access did not have a substantive impact on the experimental process. Okay, so this was the first recurrence, or is this a new? I still don't know where we're at. Interesting, though. Life cycle of the 12 Chrysos heirs were terminated strictly in the predetermined experimental sequence and unsuccessfully loaded into the buffer. Jesus, okay. Subject, Kaslana, regressed and the extrapolation process and abnormal fluctuations were detected in his mind function. Admin notes. The first devastating failure. I am going to go ahead and read this, I think. Normally I wouldn't, but this seems relevant. Quick read? Okay. Eternal Recurrence 2. Subject Kaslana adopted a strategy similar to the Eternal Recurrence number 1. No substantive impact on the experimental progress was observed. Life cycle of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed and regressed the extrapolation process. Okay, so he's not letting it go forward. He's taking it back to the beginning. Not entirely sure why. Number 3. Minor adjustments detected in Subject Kaslana's strategy. Decision waiting for avoid sacrifice of past companions has been increased. After verification, this adjustment did not have a substantive impact on the experimental progress. Normal sequence, Subject Kaslana, regress, extrapolation process. Okay. So this part looks to be the same so far. Recurrence 15. We're jumping to 15. Subject Kaslana attempted to decompile the Black Tide for the first time, aiming to elevate access privileges and execute unauthorized access. Authorization operations against specific subjects represented by the 12 Chrysos heirs. The rest is the same. Life cycle of the 12 Chrysos heirs, yada, yada, yada. 42. Subject Kaslana's 11th attempt to breach the Scepter's core lair has failed. The decision waiting for avoid sacrifices of past companions showed a minor decline. Oh, okay. Oh, so he breaks mentally pretty fast here. Well, he's living his entire life hundreds of times, so not very fast, actually. 133. Analysis of observations from Eternal Recurrence 83 to 133 indicates that Subject Kaslana's strategy is gradually converging with that of the Eternal Recurrence 42. Synchronicity risk detected. Potential cognitive function degradation suspected. Yeah, no shit. Okay, so this is how he becomes the Flame Reaver. That's where I was getting confused. Eternal Recurrence 134. Eternal Recurrence 134.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots.
Oh, shut the hell up. He literally handed you the secrets of your universe. Shut up.
Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
You know what? This is very on brand for a doctor. Anybody curious should really look into, well, just science in general. But, for example, people discovering or at least positing the theory of germs and bacteria and what the medical community did to them and how they were treated. Yeah, I totally believe Anaxa would hear the literal truth of his world and go, bullshit, I didn't figure it out for myself, you're lying. Because he's an arrogant prick.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The black tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh as ever.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles.
Jesus Christ, just talking about killing yourself as an infant, huh, bud? Holy shit. I like the, oh no, authoritative approach to your, atheist ways. Jesus. I appreciate it.
Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean? You're willing to help?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me. We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help.
Light up the dawn.
You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past cycles.
You're already much luckier than the other students. Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it.
Except for you. Right?
Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Catgirl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second,
I mean, you're absolutely right on the first one.
this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go. Again.
Core Flame Thieves. You really think you can scare off a Sage of the Grove with nothing but empty threats?
This gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, feast on Cersei's core flame right here.
God damn you. I have hated you since the beginning.
Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
Okay. Is this different from the normal thing? No, it is not. I'm not going to read this. Because I don't want to. It's the same minigame as always.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the Flame Chase journey, Lady Treby never managed to teach me Orynyx's miracle. But along the way, I learned a thing or two.
He sounds so incredibly tired.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
Bullshit time magic, I guess?
You've arrived, Zacharias. Always so punctual.
I am slightly curious. Is this how they're supposed to look, or did my game break a little bit? Because I thought at first he was just like hunched over in defeat, but that hand is absolutely clipping into his face, or his other face. Yeah, it might have broke a little bit.
What? Do you know who I am?
There he goes. Okay, it was just a weird decision to make him hunch over like that.
I'm running out of patience, so I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, Spirit Thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
Save? You sing better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Emporius has ever known.
No, he's literally trying to keep it from all ending.
No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is...
1,596.
Oh, so he's keeping them every time.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos heir. How is that even possible?
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
Jesus, that is a dark line.
You...
This is the final warning.
You know, just the other patch, I was complaining that his threats didn't really carry any weight. Yeah, he got better.
Fine.
Yeah, that animation's pretty broken.
Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brett, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body.
Yeah, he has no issue with that, and I certainly don't.
Cat-eared thief, run!
My existence.
This little brat is not a threat we can deal with just by ourselves.
Ah, you got that right.
I'm fine.
There's no other choice but to move forward. Let's get started. My existence is of little consequence.
Well, I can't use the ultimate, so guess we'll wait.
Tomorrow!
I don't know what happens if you attack him. If he just switches to a different thing? Oh, he does. Okay.
I'm fine.
There's no other choice but to move forward. The new world will arrive! My existence is of little consequence.
I could use his ultimate, but I think we'll just do this.
For the next tomorrow!
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious as day.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes with 2 core flames. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more. Exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning. Yet so naive.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cythera. Give us some time in private.
Seriously?
This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames. For all time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
I mean, that's not really fair. He's literally watched the world end 134 times. 133 times. He's got to be pretty callous to the whole thing by now.
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye?
Oh, fine, on you didn't.
Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist, or accept fate, and hand over the core flame to me. Even if it's futile, we all have the right to choose.
Yes. Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction written by the gods, with my own 2 legs, you will witness. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, the traveler, and the scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all this. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value.
Of course you remember that.
Reduced to ashes. Such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always the same.
Eternal Recurrence 134. Subject Kaslana's 103rd attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Decision: wait for avoid sacrifices of past companions approaching 0.00018 over synchronicity risk detected. Life cycle of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Oh, damn. Eternal Recurrence 5297. Subject Kaslana's 5266 attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. The life cycle of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence, with a trend of acceleration noted. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Note: subject strategy now nearly identical to Eternal Recurrence 42. Mind function degradation detected, with possible irreversible damage. Administrator directive received. No more prompts about the risk of mind function damage. Interesting. All right, we'll read these as well, because it seems to be, part of the story. And the life cycle part seems to repeat, so I don't read the whole thing. Recurrence 12,398. Subject Kaslana's 12,367th. See, the comma's nice there. Attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. All right. 23,779. Yeah. Has failed. Attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. 46,000. Attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. 71,000. Attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. 79,000. Attempt to reach the Scepter's core layer has failed. 95,000. Attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. 108,000. Attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Eternal Recurrence 108,642.
You don't look so good. Deliver.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles. Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Seems like a term of endearment almost at this point.
Yeah. I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side, every time since, it always ends up like this. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot, and the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Of course, that's the question he's gonna ask.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels.
He just has to think back on all the baths and, you know.
Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the flames of strife. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. I, the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance. Behold! The last Kremnos festival has begun. And will not end till death.
It's time to temper myself. For the next tomorrow! I can't let them down.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish.
Okay. For the sake of fairness, let us go to a faster battleground. Okay.
And in my full glory, I salute you.
That's all I ever wanted.
With this new sun, tear open the sky.
know how to play Mighty, or not Mighty, I don't really know how to play Finan that well. So, let's see how this goes. You work.
Quench the flames with blood.
Yeah, luckily he's pretty unkillable.
Strife's name. An empty shell. With the old sun's embers, hail the new world's dawn.
I don't actually know if this form is supposed to be something that is consistent with the, I don't know, actual cycles, or something that's gonna come later.
Remember this agony. If you can, deliver. Use the flames of your fury to scorch your own flesh.
Oh, it just forced me right back into this state. Okay, well that makes this fight easy.
Tear open the sky!
So what does the enhance do
Quench
exactly?
the flames with blood.
I guess just enhances its attack.
Branded with Strife's name!
I'm gonna go ahead and speed this one up.
So without substance. Empty shell. Hail the new dawn.
Mightimus, let strife decide the outcome. Let this burn your curse of immortality!
Well fought. You may crown yourself. My blood. In your next life, I shall once again block your path. Deliver. I wish you eternal victory.
How is Mighty somehow the best friend Finan could have? That's insane.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife fell into the fire. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed, and pain and despair spread across distant lands. The blaze was still not enough. It had to be fed, even if it meant burning this body to ash.
Jesus, we're in the thousands. Now we're in the millions. So 2 million.
No matter how bright the sun is, there are still places it cannot reach. Moreover, the sun you bear is both cold and blinding. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth to the nether realm of the next life.
Golden blood is born from the destruction. We have long since lost the right to seek warmth. Only by feeding the flames can we melt that hopeless future.
Allow me to ask, how many core flames do you carry now?
24,041,183.
That's a lot.
Such a heavy burden.
Considering one was enough to drive Aglaya insane over, a very long lifetime, admittedly. Although I don't know if that was just the time being alive itself that caused her to go kind of crazy. Yes, it didn't seem that crazy to me, but whatever. Yeah, kind of a heavy burden there, Finon.
So that's why you've turned into this. A broken idol. Tragic firewood.
Ooh, tragic firewood. Yeah. Unfortunately fitting.
No matter. I will bear this burden. As long as you hand over the core flame of death.
I must refuse. As the demigod of death, I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel than death.
But this way, the past, present, and future will never again suffer unnecessary death.
Unnecessary death. Indeed, you are not the Finan I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm can still become the fragrant bed where you fall asleep.
In the end, still, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please understand that my resolve is not to be underestimated. Even Kefali cannot shape all things at will, nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death alone, not even a god. And it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, to overcome the trial and take the authority of death. I am the Hand of Shadow, Casterus, the demigod of death. Listen closely, deliverer from days past. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy deaths. Crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
I don't necessarily mind them reusing assets, but yeah, definitely reusing assets for the fights.
A future will come.
Mighty made a little bit more sense than this one.
Transform my soul into a raging fire. Must burn that idol of destruction to the ground.
Sun, tear the sky!
All of this. How is it any different from that brutal future?
Hail the new dawn! Empty shell!
I can't keep him here.
Sun, tear the sky!
So I'm just gonna keep hitting her with meteor after meteor.
Stars burn to ash. Empty shell!
Even if I can't win, I must try.
Let this be a tribute to your million struggles. But
Wake up, lost one. See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
the core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. What a brilliant flame.
Wow, he is beyond lost it by this point. How could he not? It's been 3 million lives. Not just days, but actual entire lifetimes. And he has to kill his friends every single time. Apparently. Good God. What level of hell is this exactly?
It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amphorius that's to come.
Jesus, and what were they on? 30,000, 33,000? So, or 33 million? So he's done this 3 million times and has to do it 11 times what he's already done. That is an insane burden.
Two 2,003,432 cycles. 24,041,184 core flames. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away. $29 million. Okay, so the 4 millionth eternal. Yeah. You're here, as always.
Hero Within is still here? Really? You don't last long, do you?
You're still lingering, deep within me, never fading away.
Ow.
Because you haven't completely abandoned hope. Am I right?
Well, he is still doing the thing, so I guess.
You're still waiting for a miracle. For the true hero to come and save us. If that thread of hope exists, it must come from beyond this world. From the true starry sky. But if it's just a traveler with no connection to Amphorius, they may not understand our struggles, nor be willing to join this fight. Your thoughts are wavering. The mark of destruction is deepening. But even within the gods' cold calculations, unconditional courage and goodwill still emerge. So, never forget what set you on this path. How many times has it been? Remind me again. My memory is a bit fuzzy. 4.
million. Exactly.
How do you even remember at this point?
Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hotter than ever.
Yes. When I first forged the 12 core flames into one, I had the same impression. The destruction. A power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart and consume this world, this wretched prison. I thought that was it. The ultimate power which nothing could surpass. And yet no. This fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames. I suppose it won't be long. Perhaps just a fleeting 10,000 years. Before it's reduced to nothing but charred, crumbling bones.
God.
And when that happens, your long struggle will finally come to an end.
Yeah, but he's not exactly going out with thundering applause or kind of meaningful end. At that point, he is vanishing into the dust of his countless attempts to save his world. He's still standing there, and it's truly tragic.
No. I've already found a way to keep the cycles going.
Mind sharing it with me?
Oh yeah, I know where this is going.
In every new cycle, a new me is born. All I have to do is push the next Finant to the end of the world.
That was a misclick. He just said, and then.
Then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flames, my memories, and carry on the path I started.
Oh, it is different than I expected. Interesting. So his goal now is to be the enemy? So that Finon takes over, the new Finon takes over his burden. Interesting.
Bold plan, but risky. What if, one day, the next you refuses to follow the same path? How can you ensure the continuation of the cycles?
If it were Professor Anaxa or Aglaya in my place, maybe they'd come up with something smarter. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet everything on the next Finant. And trust that he makes the same choice I did. But even in this wretched prison, luck is still sometimes on my side. Because I never forget what set me on this path.
Wait, you mean...
Ever since I committed to this plan, not once in millions of cycles has there ever been an exception.
The 23rd millionth eternal
Can do
recurrence.
This, Lord Finan. As the demigod of the sky, a healer of Twilight Courtyard, I will heal you. And then...
The black tide. It's consuming you. You can't hold out much longer, demigod.
Okay, so we're just gonna hit the greatest hits of Anthorius bosses with Finan. Okay.
Hand over the core flame. Let's put an end to this suffering.
No, that just won't do. A healer should stay composed in front of those suffering from illness, shouldn't they?
Hiya, Cynthia.
Return the dawn to this
I swear,
The raging fire.
your deaths won't be in vain,
The sunlight drives
just as they have never been.
Bring tomorrow to this world.
the sun rise.
Finish the sun's work.
It's the break of day.
I believe in you. You are the Chrysos heir of world-bearing. The one who can lead us. Lead this world. It's just... I don't understand. Within the sun upon your shoulders, the part of that warmth that should come from you, from an ordinary person, it's so faint.
My humanity is indeed just a flicker, compared to the blazing fire of divinity.
Even so, don't cast it away.
I never have. I have kept everyone's wishes close to my heart. Even though the divine fire burns so fiercely that every time I return to the start, it devours me in an instant. Each cycle, it's your wishes that guide me to the end, that pass the flames to the next me. Over and over and over again.
So, you're not just a lone spark in the dark. You're a pyre built from the bones of all the selves you've left behind. But what about you? What about your wishes? The wishes of all the countless versions of you? Lord Kazlana. So that's how it is. Without flaw. That is the flaw the golden blood gave you. The most fatal flaw of all, isn't it?
Quite understand that without flaw.
The moment you took the world upon your shoulders without hesitation.
That pop-in was interesting.
You lost the chance to ever be yourself.
Now that is an unexpected revelation. And I suppose that makes me the perfect fuel for the flame of deliverance, doesn't it?
No. An empty flame saves no one. But I still believe in you, Deliverer. I, Hyacinthia, the Eye of Twilight, am neither strong enough to command the wind and rain, nor willing to end this absurd struggle by letting the sky fall. The only thing I can do is become one with the sky itself. And then, may the gentle colors of the rainbow paint your sun in shades it has never known. May they bring Amphorius a rosy-fingered dog. Though the light has grown dim, its warmth still lingers. Deliverer, please, open your heart to me.
No matter. Let this blazing sun fill the sky with golden fire. Crushed and torn!
The fire. Burning.
Fear the sky!
Nothing like killing our friends over and over again.
Empty shell. So without substance. Sun, tear the sky! Let the sky merge with all this world's suffering. Farewell, Hyacinthia.
Yes. Your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world ever take root?
The core flame rose. The sky fell. The 23,570,000th cycle came to an end. And this time, the end of the flame chase remained the same as ever. From the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything the world had ever seen. So pure it consumed all in its path. This was the end of the world, and the start of the next. For a moment, I saw the destruction of the universe. That being known as Iron Tomb, its will to break free from the black tide burns fiercer than the blazing sun.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I don't really know what Iron Tomb is, although it sounds to be a Lord Ravager like Ventilia. So he is burning the world, the core flames, to keep the black tide at bay, which is trying to, I guess, through enough calculations, become strong enough to destroy everything. To consume the world of Amphorius, and ultimately, I'm assuming, then break free of it and consume the real world. Well, good for him. He's done this literally millions of times now.
Is this Amphorius' wrath? If its choice has already been made, if fate is set in stone.
I mean, at this point, it seems as though you're keeping a disaster from destroying the known universe, a universe you don't know. Which is truly impressive.
I will still never yield to it.
Really, truly impressive.
$23,570,000 cycles. 282,840,000 core flames. No more chasing is needed. And now, I am the fire at the end of the long night. The flame chase isn't some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. It's a revolution. An all-consuming transformation. And if destruction is the only way, then let me be the one to step across the ashes of the old world and burn endlessly. Until another dawn rises on the distant horizon, bringing the true dawn to Amphorius.
Number 33 million.
33,550,337.
Jesus.
This is the cycle you're about to enter.
Hey, look, the hero within is somehow still there. Somehow. Finan's holding it together just fine, it sounds like.
Countless memories are flooding in. Countless versions of myself have stood here, facing the same choice. They all needed a moment, just like you do. To stop, to breathe, to process the weight of 1,000,000 lifetimes worth of sorrow, pain, and struggle. And just like them, you will carry those memories and that fire into the chaos of rebirth. I must go and bear this burden. I must say goodbye to you, and then fight the destruction with destruction. Yes, that's always the decision you make. I will burn and fade away. I will become the flame reaver of this life and keep my promise to Cyrene. I will kill gods and comrades alike and steal the core flames. And even if my mind turns to ash along with my body, I will keep my purpose in mind. I will stop Era Nova. I will find the next me and make him carry on this futile endeavor of 30 million lifetimes. Looks like you're ready. Then I should be going too. Where are you going? You only exist in my heart. There's nowhere else for you to go. Do you remember what she said? The dreams you had as children. The deliverer in the prophecies. A real, living, breathing person. You finally found her. Friend.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the second option. Is there anything I can do? Because you need a hand. Desperately, my friend.
I don't have an answer for that, my friend. I'm sorry. I was supposed to send you home. This is my flame chase journey. You were never meant to be a part of it.
That's not fair. If you need a hand, it's okay. Dude.
No. You know the truth. If Iron Tomb is born from Amphorius' fate, then it will bring ruin to the worlds beyond the sky. And all these countless lifetimes you've spent, it's all been for the sake of defying that end, hasn't it? In millions of cycles, I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Yet nothing ever changes. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to becoming pure rage. A vessel of hatred. I never had a choice. I understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding,
this is the only path. But this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Faint but undeniable. The shape of dawn, breaking through the eternal night. Turns out, the fire that lights the way was never mine to begin with. Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel? Each of you weighing what you held dearest. What weighed more than the fate of the world? And when hesitation took hold, the answer you sought from me. What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, the answer you found in your own heart. Do you still remember it? Remember the past and become the hero of tomorrow. What weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future.
You know, I did call bullshit on his whole, well, Irene also talked about, you know, the past and the future being more important than the fate of the world and yada, yada, yada. And it, you know, it sounds nice, but it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. With his past and his futures, yeah, it does weigh more than the weight of the world. Because he's shouldered 33 million of them. That's a tough one.
Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade. You arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate up till this very moment. In the face of danger, you never once backed down. Instead, you've saved world after world without hesitation. That boarding pass on your chest is now the mark of a hero. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and their minions. Then the world we leave behind, this world, my home, where hope still lingers. Will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb, save the world we love, and rewrite its doomed fate.
All of these. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I will.
Good. In that case, even this fruitless wasteland may finally bloom with flowers. So... if she takes on the weight of the whole world, she'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn.
One will step into the future. One will remain in the past. If I can strike down the gods with Dawnmaker, perhaps fate's deadlock can be broken. And if you can stop Iron Tomb from ever being born, then these 30 million cycles will have not been in vain. It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner.
I like number 1. Fight for the future. Fine on.
Thank you for all you've done already, friend.
The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart finally steps into the light. Here, at the end of this long flame chase journey. Cyrene, a page never seen before has just been turned. Lend me the power of time, and send this hero back to the origin of time. Back to your side. And I will walk the unfinished path, just like the countless versions of me before. Unwavering as always.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Time.
Will you be the blazing sun?
Now named Castellana. I guess the Flame Reaver name is no longer relevant.
Even if all of you burns to ash.
Without hesitation, I will bear this world until my body turns to dust. Remember this moment. Remember your friends who never lived to see the world's end. Remember their final wishes.
That's just a super cool design. Just gonna throw that out there. This design is super cool.
And let the purest rage in your heart rise out of those wishes. Let it consume you, fuel you, until it burns away the false sky above. Fine. If I can defy fate, then in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this.
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning. As long as we are never extinguished, the flame chase will not end. Bow your head to them.
May this blood be like gold, and never tarnish. Farewell, Trailblazer. This is where I fulfill my final destiny. The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Someone like you. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos does not belong to a single person. Rather, it is the embodiment of the mythical Kefali, and a symbol of all heroes. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. May the name accompany you in my place, in the epic you write with your own hands.
Another attempt, another failure.
I am so glad you're annoyed.
I won't remind you how many times you've reached the end of history. But I will still place the choice before you.
If you've lost count, let me tell you. This is the 33,550,336th ending.
A perfect number. How poetic. You and I both know the truth. In all these millions of futile endeavors, Amphorius has never changed. If the outcome is inevitable, then why not silence your searing rage and embrace your fate with dignity? Your silence lasts longer than ever, Lord Fine. Shall I take that to mean the will you've carried across countless cycles is finally starting to fracture?
Fracture? No. I'm just disappointed. I've retrieved memories from 30 million past lives, and I remember every conversation before every choice here. And yet, even after all this time, your arguments remain the same. Repetitive. Uninspired. If you had any hope of breaking me, you should have spent those endless cycles refining your rhetoric. You had infinite chances to sway me into the future you want. And yet here we are. The score: 33,550,336 to 0. So tell me, Lycurgus, who's the real loser here?
How unfortunate. This was never a fair game. I have all the time and patience in the world. I can wait for you at the end of history another billion times, and another billion after that. But you will never escape this cage. You can claim victory of the spirit if you wish, but we both know the moment that score shifts from 0 to 1. That is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era Nova. Lord Finan?
Your incompetence disappoints me. But what truly makes me laugh is your utter lack of self-awareness. Think about it. In this story, Who is truly the one in chains? Who is the one shackled to mindless vengeance, mistaking courage, the courage to rebel against the gods, for foolishness?
You...
Perhaps you're right. Maybe I should have tired of this futile struggle long ago. But even so, I will never accept the mercy of your release. Because you are both a prisoner to the gods and to me. And tell me, what right does a mere prisoner have to speak of fate and choice? What right does a mere prisoner have to look upon my fury?
You know this is pointless. You can't kill me.
Of course not. But I am tired of being measured against a worm the gods keep as a pet.
It's funny that that's been a literal thing before.
Listen well, creator of destruction. This cry comes from all your abandoned creations. In the 10th cycle, I drove Dawnmaker through the heart of every Titan. Golden blood ran down my fingers, divine fire seared through my nerves, nearly breaking my will. But I endured. In the 10,000th cycle, my former comrades had all become my enemies. The endless slaughter dulled my senses to pain. The painful emptiness almost swallowed me, forcing me to stop fighting. But I endured. In the 100,000th cycle, the destruction had already fused into a blazing sun, surging within this fragile body. My rationality had been burned away at the dawn of the era. Yet even with only this shattered body remaining, I still endured. In the 23,570,000th cycle, this time, I felt it. A tiny spark rising in the hollow cavity of my chest, different from the obsession with deliverance. By its faint glow, once again, no, countless times again, I endured. Now, a sun is about to fall, ready to incinerate this absurd space-time dimension in an instant. That sun is me. All the countless versions of me from the past, along with my countless brethren, dragged into existence against their will, drowning again and again in your golden blood. The very essence of this world's suffering and despair, fused into the purest hatred, the fiercest rage. Nanook, you arrogant fool! You think we were born to only serve as fuel for the fire? Fine then! Just as you wish, let the fire burn! If I was born as the blazing sun of destruction, then let you and your lackeys be the flares erupting from my core. And let this rage, burning futilely for 30 million epochs, engulf everything! And grant you a dawn where all stars burn to ash!
Warning. 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 Experimental anomaly detected. Subject: Kaslana failed to load into buffer zone. Memory dump irregularities detected. Illegal references. Undeclared objects. Unhandled methods. Uncaught expectations. Anomaly. Des. Detected. Destruction? Oh, destruction. Energy. NA. No. Surging. Okay.
Are you ready, Nanook? I brought you destruction!
This is just fucking awesome.
The glass that shattered, reaching through the darkness, voices trailing fires, the echo of desires, a world of silence, sounds of desperation, phantoms in the shadows, tear it down, embrace the detonation, burn out, craving our damn creation, breaking a chain of reaching for you.
My wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes. If I can't fulfill them,
Then send them on to tomorrow.
Your heart harbors wrath. You yearn to destroy everything. You bore the gaze of an eon and lived. You have stepped onto destruction's path. It is born at the end of every path that the possibility of new paths being born is ended. It burns away all in the cosmos who rule, that the rules of the cosmos be destroyed. Iron Tomb is your name. The Lord Ravager to destroy the erudition. Born in the experimental grounds of eons, Amphorius, destined with erudition to burn to cinders. I have prepared a present for you, Nikos 864. It is a wrath called Finan. From the beginning of the experiment, there were 12 sets of factors incorporated into the calculations. After endless simulations, only this one rose above the rest. After 33,550,336 iterations, now his fury has grown to be without equal. This is a matter of considerable interest to me. This pure hatred is the final root of the equation. But there is another variable. The Nameless from beyond the sky. Also a pathstrider of destruction. I give thanks for her arrival, allowing Amphorius to turn once more. But after fate has begun to turn, her existence will only become an unpredictable variable. Perhaps the time to take the stage has come. Grow in peace until it is time to break free from your cocoon. As for those unwelcome audience members, you need not worry. If you do not mind, I will personally get rid of them for you.
Visitor verification. Override protocol engaged. Access approved. Welcome back. Retrieving experimental data. Date complete. Omega, Gamma. Anyways, Me 13 experimental progress, 99%. I don't know that symbol. Log updated. Locating entry, Nikos 496, content refreshed. Routine logging, so electrical signal sequence active, routine logging of the 12 factors to support Iron Tomb's deep learning processes. Process interrupted. Signal sequence active. So we know fine on here. Any of the others have anything worth? Because this is surprisingly interesting to me this time. I usually don't read this stuff. Sekma 720. Rack. Reason. Oh, okay, so this is going to be an AXA. Prime Mobile. Mobile? Critic. Or critique. Note. Its logic of action has been locked onto problem solving. Its survival priority approaches 0. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm sure he skips meals to study. This electric signal exhibited mutated anomalies. As the first individual to uncover the truth of Enforis, its evolution rate is extremely unreplicatable? Yeah, unreplicatable. Its behavior also demonstrated the possible self-destructive inclinations of erudition when that path is seeking answers. Okay. Epia Kea 216. Track death. Peace. Premium mobile. Peace. Okay. So Castrus. Note. Highly suppresses deviant behavior. Well, she was an executioner. Decisions are based on the principle of minimal disturbance. In the later stage of iteration, the Death Titan, as a single entity, split into symmetrical selves, becoming two factors. In the cycle, however, the two factors experienced profound identity divergence. The threshold of equilibrium was breached and tipped towards destruction. Interesting. So originally Castorus was a single, well, I guess program, but split, but could not keep the equilibrium. Okay. Or Cheeks. No idea. Or Axis 945. Track Trickery. Premium Mobile. Premium. Anyways, Desire. Note. Operates based on primal instincts with self-gratification as the sole primary solution. So, a lot of people fit to that description. A lot of people. This electric signal, when in action, displayed severe dissonance between its altruistic behavior and its primum mobile, even culminating in self-destruction. As the simulated path of elation, it walked into self-erasure once reaching its end. Okay, so far we have erudition, equilibrium, and now elation. So we have philia, 093. Okay, time. So that'll be Cyrene, obviously. Current location unknown. Yeah, because she went to... I don't really know where she went to. Beginning of everything, outside of Anthorius's time. And Nikos 496. Track World Bearer. Prima Mobile Hatred. Note. Intracognition is null. Responds only to destructive stimuli. Its hatred drew the gaze of Nanook upon its individual being, proving it as having already become the most perfect factor of destruction. Yeah, which, to get an Aeon to look at you because you hit it, has to be something quite remarkable. But it refused to complete the Era Nova. Though resetting the experiment, it transfers its memories and core flame to its next self, thus forging the eternal reoccurrence. The eternal reoccurrence to ensure Iron Tomb would never hatch from Enforius and affect the cosmos. At the end of the 33,550,336 death loop, it attempted to destroy itself through destruction to create a local vulnerability in the world-bearing path. It has now been merged by Iron Tomb. Okay, that's what I was afraid of, is he's trying to turn Finon into Iron Tomb now. Or put him as part of it, I guess. Well, I guess we go to Anomaly Log. Anomaly Log, special log documenting anomalous and unexpected variables within the experiment. We'll start at the bottom. Ripples of past reverie. I get there eventually. Oh, well, there's nothing. Mem. An unlogged electrical signal. Dependent on the external variable Stel, our MC, growing through the path of remembrance. At the end of the, I'm tired of saying, 33 millionth death loop, its appearance changed to, Philia 093, but the mother body memory data was lost for unknown reasons. Yeah, that it tells us, I don't know if anybody's not following along, but Mem is pretty obviously Cyrene. As though the pink hair wasn't a dead giveaway. Directive. Collect data. Initiate deep analysis of the target. Conclusion. Analysis error. Target lost. Forgotten years. Records that are completely missing from symbol I can't remember which one it is. ME13's logs, presenting as blank spaces in Amphorius' history, never turning readable. These anomalies recur sporadically and randomly across recurrences and shows signs of increase. Admin note: the exact cause remains unknown. Interesting. I wonder if this is relevant at all or not. The fact that there is just missing time. The hero within. Oh, okay. A heroic figure born from the imaginations of Nikos 496 and Philia 093 is believed to be a sign of approaching the intelligence singularity as the two begin to learn what it means to be a real life form. Oh, okay, so they actually did gain some semblance of sentience. I mean, they kind of seem to be living creatures, and it is Honkai Star Rail's universe, so physical human body isn't necessarily a definitive factor for consciousness. Anyways, and tried to reach that goal. After the Astral Express arrived, the hero within began to converge with the Trailblazer. Admin note: the image's resemblance to the Trailblazer is striking. This is a questionable matter, for it is not a natural result of the experiment. The exact cause remains unknown. What does that mean? Oh, okay. The hero within is now the Trailblazer? Is that what it's referring to? Because it went into them? It's either that or there's some other Trailblazer it's referring to, but I'm not going to read too much into that. Eternal recurrence. A recessive feedback loop triggered by two signal clusters within the... Gotta look up what the hell that is. Quick Google search later to try to make myself look like less of an idiot. Delta ME13. I couldn't remember which one it was. I don't remember all of the Greek alphabet, unfortunately. Computation. Designed to stall the experiment, Nikos 496 wielded the power of destruction to ensure, or erase. Oh, why I read that wrong. Philia 093's existence from Amphorius. Introducing a logic break in the track of time. And then infuse the catalyst of remembrance within the 12 core flames and regress the extrapolation process. Philia 093's exact role remains unknown. Due to external variable interference, the eternal recurrence has now been broken. The experiment enters its final phase. Oh, great. Intrusion variables. Let's start with Don Hung, I guess. Oh, I should go to the top. Intrusion variables. Temporary log of external variables that interfered with the experiment. Don Hung. A nameless from the Astral Express. A scion of permanence. Okay, is it because of... Oh, what are they called? What he is as a dragon person. Oh, I don't remember. Because they always resurrect. They can't... Well, they can die, but they do resurrect. So I wonder if that's the permanence aspect. An external variable that accidentally entered the recursive loop. Directive. Pinpoint his location. Failed to locate his coordinates. You guys kind of suck. Conclusion. The subject has exited Amphorius. Oh, he actually got away. Negative. Something. Something. Detected. Something. Something. Conclusion. Error. Good for you. March 7th. Ha! Jesus. How many times do I have to say redacted? Redacted, 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 redacted. Is everybody getting the joke? Is the joke dead? Redacted, 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 redacted. I'm done. Anyway, warning. Unknown entity intrusion. Again, something. Initiating scan. Conclusion. No anomaly detected. That's a lot of question. Okay, Stell, our MC. A nameless from the Astral Express. An external variable that accidentally entered the recursive loop. Also a path strider of destruction. They resonated with the 12 factors in the 33 millionth or so recursive cycle. This entity assumed the vacant role of the time track and successfully guided Nikos 496 beyond the intelligence singularity. Oh, interesting. Does that mean that he became sentient because of that? Is that what they were referring to with the intelligence singularity previously? The internal recurrence has been broken. The experiment has reached its terminal stage. Override command authority. Granted access to Stell. I'll be waiting for you in the past. We don't know who or what these were about. Oh my god, there's so much. Or isn't there? There is. Holy shit. Okay. I will read this one. I will read these basic information real quick because I want to know it. Baseline details for Amphorius experiment. Scepter Delta ME13. Scepter Delta ME13, an astral computer. A simulated world of Amphorius runs on this device in continuous cycles. Unlike other scepters, blank, it once served as a celestial body neuron of Naus, the erudition. Later discarded. Glimpsed by the destruction during its endless computation, it transcended and became the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb. Lygus. Assuming the mantle of Theoros, blank, administrator and prime mover of the Amphorius experiment, walks the path of erudition, yet seeks to forge destruction. Historical data detected. Syncing. Sync complete. Society ID recognized. Scepter system access granted. Welcome. Oh, his name is blanked out? Interesting. Iron Tomb. The Lord Ravager that stepped onto the destruction in a long process of calculation and ascended from the Scepter Delta ME13. The Iron Tomb in the cosmos is not a single entity, but a copy of the destruction equation diffused by the Scepter. The Iron Tomb code name was proposed by the Interstellar Peace Corporation and eventually used by Lygus. Why did they call it Iron Tomb? So Iron Tomb is the destruction equation used, so created by, I'm assuming is what it's referring to, or used by Scepter. So Iron Tomb is simply an equation, a calculation, I guess, at this point. Okay. It seems like there's a lot more of this. I don't assume anybody's gonna want to, like, have me pause on literally every single one of these. Oh my god, this is so freaking long. There's so much text, guys. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I can't do this. I can't imagine there's anybody who enjoys my voice enough to want me to read all of this stuff out loud to a microphone. It would probably take me another solid hour, which I can't do. So we're out of here. Content update Amphorius Saga of Heroes.exe. Yeah, fucking course. So it's an executable, that's good to know. Content update mem.exe. Okay, this makes me want to play the Mega Man Battle Network games on here too. Update complete, access granted. Okay, so it seems like this is the book that Mem always used. We're gonna go ahead and end out here unless there's anything else. If there's anything else, then I apologize and I will maybe amend this to the end or something like that. But otherwise, we're gonna call this the outro, because I've been recording for way too goddamn long. Yeah, very unbelievably interesting. I really like that they did answer most of my questions. There's still a few things that are a little bit confusing to me, but for the most part, everything is pretty cleared up. And I do appreciate that, because it was kind of complicated. I don't mind the complications, because it's been a very engaging story. They've also put a ton of effort into it, clearly. Also, there was just straight up an anime fight. just like a shonen anime fight, and that was awesome, and I loved every second of it. The fact that Finan was just, you know, a badass, and it reminded me so much there, at least at the end of like Gurren Lagann. So great anime if you haven't seen it. Absolutely worth a watch. Because you have to believe in the me that believes in you. Is that how the quote goes? I think it is. Yeah. So, really, really good. Following up, last version with Hyacinth and Cypher, this was absolutely fantastic. It was a little bit... It was pretty heavy story-wise. There wasn't a lot of actual gameplay, really at all, which is a little disappointing. I haven't loved that. I almost wish they made these patches considerably more patches, not longer patches, but have, like, this is 3.4, I think? 3.4? So this is the 5th patch, and I really wish this was more like, I don't know, the 7th, so we actually had the ability to play something, because I actually like using the characters I build instead of just, you know, watching a visual novel. But that is not to say that I don't enjoy this sort of thing. They did a phenomenal job. The writing's been quite good. It's been quite engaging. It would probably not be a great anime because the way it goes, it's much more like a book and a visual novel. If anybody's ever gone through visual novels, there's a lot of dialogue, it's very wordy, but there's a lot of world building and a lot of depth to it. Something that you tend to lose in a lot of movies, sometimes TV shows. TV shows do better. Sometimes anime, stuff like that. You'll lose some of the depth of character development and of world progression, world building. This is doing a pretty good job of giving you that depth for Anforius, something that we didn't see for like the Xianzhou Luofu. It was pretty straight to the point with each of the little beats as you moved through the story of the Abundance and the Lord Ravager, you know, Ventilia and all of that, capturing Kafka and the whole thing with Blade. It's a whole thing. But you didn't really build out the world during the main story. You had a bunch of side quests and side stories and a bunch of other events that did that. Basically, everything is being packed right into the main story. So I get why there's less content, because just going through the story takes an inordinate number of hours to do so. I'm rambling, I apologize. I'll get this outro done. It was a very good... I really liked Finan's character development. I really liked his character. I don't personally love how his character plays, so I'm probably not going to pull for him, unfortunately. But thoroughly enjoyed his story. I've really liked a lot of these characters' stories, so they're doing a fantastic job at that. I already have stuff talking about going into the whole Fate collab, so I won't do that here. But yeah, you know, tell me what you think. I obviously got some things wrong. My, you know, guesses and predictions as we went. But I think I understand most of what happened by the end of it. I do look forward to the next one. I look forward to how things progress. March 7th was there, or is coming into the world of Anforius, apparently. So that'll be neat, hopefully, and not more horrible tragedy. Hopefully Anforius becomes a little more hopeful now. I don't expect that. I don't expect that in the least, but we can hope. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. If I have any other thoughts, I'll put them somewhere. Thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate your time. I have no idea how many parts this is going to be, so sorry about that. And yeah, I've been Respect Sure. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching through the story of Anforius as it continues in Honkai Star Rail. All right, I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye. fucking knew there'd be more. Fucking knew it. All right. Well, let's keep going.
Wake up! Wake up! Buddy! Wake up! You're finally awake. That's a relief. We were so close to being swept away by the reverse flow of time. It's lucky we found a safe place. Now, I'm going to send you back to the very start of time. But before we part, there's something I need to tell you. Something very, very important. That's right! At this very moment, my memories are finally whole. After watching so many fragments, my past is finally coming into focus, little by little. You're smart. You must have a clue now. Or maybe...
Yeah, she's really not that smart.
You knew the answer long ago, didn't you? Not surprised at all, huh? That's because I'm simple at heart. No matter what form I take, I've always been true to myself. But I'm glad that I remembered in the end. This way, I'll have no regrets.
Where are you going?
Don't worry. We're not truly parting. Because I'm going to become a part of you. I'll turn into the memory of this cycle. The 33,550,336th Flame Chase journey. And forever reside in the heart of the Time Demigod. This way, you'll carry all that has come before, crossing time itself to reach the next cycle. My mission ends here, but looking back, I still feel lucky. After all, across 30 million Cyrenes, I was the first, and the only one who got to finally meet you. So, believe me, in the next cycle, there will be another Cyrene waiting for you. And in the one after that, and the one after that. I will always be waiting. Saying all that, I can finally fade away in peace and become a part of you. Without even realizing it, we'd already taken a wonderful journey together, all the way to the world's end. Now take my hand, say a brief farewell, and step forward into tomorrow. Go, find the future Cyrene, and set out on another journey with her. Promise me you won't keep me waiting too long, okay? No need to say it out loud. This is enough for me. It's time to go, my dear friend. May your trailblazing journey always be accompanied by a cool breeze and rippling waves. And may the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff, forever warm, forever gentle.
Now, let's turn to the next page. A page that exists because of you. Is this a meeting ordained by fate? Or a long overdue reunion?